What is up, guys? This is Pinzo back with another video today, and what I have for you guys is some build guides. These are going to be coming out for the next 5 days. I'm going to do the top 5 heroes and their builds for each role. That's the way that I'm going to split these up. I figured that was a pretty good way to do it. Let me know what you guys think of the format of these down below. I'm just curious what your guys' thoughts are. But we're on the yin patch, so I figured, we've had a couple days on the yin patch now. Builds are starting to lock in a little bit. I figured I'd give you guys some build guides. I get asked about this a lot. So I can't really do these in-game, but I'll show you guys the heroes in-game. So number 5, we're going to start with mid laners. This is my main role. Number 5 is going to be Iggy. Iggy is still a very good hero, even with burst mages getting a little bit more prominence at the moment. Iggy is still a very good hero. So jumping into the builds, I'm just going to use Omega City. I tried to sign in so that I could publish these builds. It didn't work. I don't know. So you guys can just click through the video. I'll timestamp 5 4 3 2 1 in the thing so you can see their builds. Anyway, starting off with Iggy. Most games on Iggy, you're going Stasis. Stasis is a very good item, highly recommended. If you are going against multiple tanks, like 2 or 3 tanks, and they don't have either double carries or assassins, you can go Orb. If they have 2 carries, if they have a carry in the mid lane, or they have an assassin like a Fang Mao or a Kalari, you are going Alkrod. This is the more consistent version of this build, in my opinion. Orb is good against tanks, but outside of that, I don't like it a whole lot. Most of the time, this is Alkrod. On Iggy, you're always going Megacosm second. This item is very, very good. And I like Wraith Leggings third, personally. If they have a Narbash Kai, if they have a super healing comp, you got to go Tainted Scepter third, then Wraith Leggings fourth. Otherwise, if they don't have a crazy amount of healing, I would go Tainted Scepter here. Even in games where the enemy team doesn't have a lot of healing, you're going Tainted Scepter a lot of the time in this 4th spot. And then you'll see a theme with these mage builds finishing Caustica Oak Crown. If for some reason the enemy team actually has 0 healing, you think you don't need Tainted Scepter, I would go Caustica in the 4th spot, and then I would go Spellbreaker. And this will give you a lot of power, and if you're able to backline on Iggy, this is very valuable. But the most consistent version of this build is just going to be right here. Very straightforward. The rest of the mages on this list will use a slightly different build. This is kind of the dot damage mage. You can build the same build on Gadget, and it's pretty similarly powerful. If you can get away with Soulbearer, then you can go for it. Double Shields is really strong. For the most part, I would be going Stasis. You're going Alkrod first, right? The tier 2 of Azer Core. Just to be clear, you're starting Alkrod. I would finish your Megacosm. And then if you are behind at all, or the enemy team has, a jungler who's ahead or a carry who's ahead, finish Azer Core early. It's a really good item. It will keep you alive in a lot of fights. It has really good base stats on it. It has a lot of ability haste. And then you finish your build normally. If you're ahead, I would finish it after Wraith Leggings. But if you're behind, finish it after Megacosm. Finishing this item early right now is pretty valuable. So there you go. Moving into our number 2 spot, or into our number 4 spot. We're counting down. Whatever. You guys, we're counting from the bottom to the top. Number 4 spot is going to be Howitzer. Howitzer is pretty strong. Burst mages are at an all-time high right now, so seeing a lot of burst mages get picked a lot right now. So Howie, our number 4 spot. Again, Stasis, very good. Soulbearer, pretty good on Howie, actually. You can definitely get away with this. But for the most part, it's Stasis. I think, personally, this is the way I build Howie. I think it's Soulbinder first every game. I think this item is really good. I think the only time I would consider not going Soulbinder is if I was playing against a Countess in the mid lane. And then if I was playing against Countess, I would go Alkrod. I would go Alchemical Rod, and then I would go Combustion. But outside of that, I think it's Soulbinder, Combustion pretty much every game. You can go Alkrod first here, but I think it slows you down a little bit. I don't think it's super worth it. Then I would go Tainted Scepter, Wraith Leggings. You can go Overseer in this spot, or in this spot if you don't need anti-heal. This can be Overseer, and then you're finishing your build with Caustica Oak Crown. Howie's a bit of a funky one because you don't need Combustion if you go Soulbinder. you can get away with dropping this because this is a 20 haste item. You get 8 from your crest, right? That's 28 haste. You can go Soulbinder into Wraith Leggings Overseer and get the double pen online. And this makes you slam. You will kill squishies very, very easily with this build. That's your goal. So if you're going to do this, I would go Tainted Scepter in the 4th spot. This is the ult the enemy carry build. You want to make sure there's 2 things to do if this is the build you're running. A, you have to be getting XP. If you're last hitting minions, right, that's sick, but you don't want to be dropping full waves to like run around the map. You have to get XP because you need to get level 2 ult ASAP. You have to hit level 11 as fast as you can. You should be hitting level 16 by about 25 minutes if this is your game plan, because you need to get your ult leveled up as fast as you can so that you can be a higher level than the enemy carry and your ult can one-shot them. That's your goal. You kit dump the enemy carry, you try to get your mine on them. If you hit them with your boop, then you just ult them and they die. You just kill them for free because this build's very good. Very good against assassins as well as Howitzer. Very good against characters like Fang Mao. Not as good against Kalari, but Fang Mao specifically, how he just kind of dumpsters that character. If you don't want to go the Overseer, then again, I would go Combustion, Tainted Wraith Leggings. This is still pretty solid. You can switch the order of these items as well. Go Wraith Leggings Tainted here if you're ahead. But I do just think it's like Soulbinder Pen right now. You can skip Combustion. There are a couple variations of the build, but generally speaking, this is the rough. This is pretty much what I'd go. Again, the Overseer you can slot in if you need it or if you want it against teams with no healing. Very good. Otherwise, Tainted Scepter as a mid laner. Tainted Scepter is a really good item, so there's no downside to going anti-heal on a mid laner because the item's very good. You're not giving up anything. So, pretty good item. Anyways, moving into our number 3 spot on the mid laner list. It's going to be another Burst Mage. It's Gideon. Character also very good at the moment. Burst Mages, as you guys will find out as we go up the list, Burst Mages are quite good right now. So, moving on to Gideon. Very similar to how we build, except you don't go Soulbinder. Would go Combustion. After Combustion, right now you can go Noxia. It's a little hit or miss for me. I think it's really good against bruisers. I think it's not very good against tanks. But it does give you 20 ability haste, and it's pretty high power right now. You get all the mana you need off of Combustion. I actually wouldn't go Stasis on this character. I know I clicked that, but that's a lie. I would go Soulbinder or Soulbearer most of the time. Time Flex Band, also very good. If you're more comfortable on Gideon, Time Flex Band is a very good crest right now, especially on Gideon. They buffed it so that it refunds your mana. When you get pulled back by your Time Flex, it refunds your mana, which is very good. If you are good at Gideon, this is what I'd recommend. If you're not comfortable on Gideon, Soulbearer is the safer option. And most of the time, this is just Tainted, Wraith Leggings, Caustica, O-Crown. I don't think you should be going Megacosm on this character. I don't think it's very good on him. If the enemy team has like 3 tanks, realistically, you shouldn't be picking Gideon. He doesn't do very well against tanks. If you want to play against 3 tanks, you should be picking characters like Argus, Iggy, Gadget, right, that just are better at killing tanks. The characters that are better using Megacosm, better at killing tanks. I don't think you go Mega. If you don't want to go Noxia, go Tainted Scepter second. This is a lot of damage on 2 items right here. You just run at the enemy mid laner, and you pretty much win as long as you don't mess up your ult. If you're playing against a mid laner that has crowd control, you have to wait till their CC is gone before you can ult them. Then I would go Wraith Leggings here, and then in this 4th spot, you can kind of slot Noxia most of the time, and you're looking pretty good to go. So Noxia second is solid. Tainted Scepter second, also solid. You can kind of go these 3 items in the middle, honestly, in any order you want. As long as I wouldn't go Wraith Leggings second. I know it's a lot of power. I know it's a lot of pen, okay? But not having any ability haste on your second item, in my opinion, feels really bad. Not worth it. Even if you're going Time Flex Band, I don't think it's worth it. I would go either Noxia or Tainted second, and then you can kind of build the rest of these in any order. Then, obviously, finishing your build with Caustica O-Crown. And again, this is going to be a common theme in these builds. Moving on to our number 2 pick. It's Argus. Argus, still very good. He's one of the kind of dot damage mages, these kind of tick mages, but he also does very well in the burst meta. He's very good against a lot of the burst heroes. I think he matches up pretty well into Howitzer. I think he's okay into Gideon as well. Bellica is his one kind of wonky matchup, so be careful there. And Argus build is going to look very similar. Again, it's mages, kind of just build the good items. You are going Alchemical Rod on this character. Even if you're against a Bellica, I would go Alchemical Rod. I just think it's such a valuable item on this hero. Argus is the one that's a little funky. His build is a little different. I think it's Wraith Legging second every single game. You don't need Combustion on this character. Wave Clear's already fantastic. Just go Wraith Legging second, especially with the buff to this item. You just slaughter enemy mid laners and like enemy junglers. You do so much damage with Alch Rod, Wraith Leggings. And then Tainted Scepter third most games. Again, if you really don't need Tainted Scepter, you can go Combustion in the spot. But I think Tainted Scepter is just, it's so good, man. It does true damage. Max stacks, it's like 22% of your magic power added to your first ability, which is pretty nuts. You proc it a lot on this character as well. It's just bonus true damage. And then this fourth spot, this can be Overseer against really squishy teams. Or if you're very, very far ahead, you can go Overseer here. A side note, sorry. Go Alch Rod, Wraith Leggings, finish Azer Core. Just side note. Finish Azer Core second on this hero pretty much every game. Then you're going Tainted Scepter. You can go Overseer here. It's fine. Generally speaking, I think it's Noxia. This item did get buffed. It's pretty good right now. You can go Entropy against really squishy teams, but I think Overseer is just better if that's what you want. I think this item is pretty bait right now on every mage, to be honest. And then you guys already know what the last two items are. This is what I do. Again, Alch Rod, Wraith Leggings, finish Azer Core, then go into the rest of your build. This is a lot of haste. This is the main reason you're finishing this second. It's 15 haste. Gives you more mana. The shield is really valuable. And then you're going into the rest of your build. This is how I build Argus. Argus is really good. Max right click first, obviously. Max your stun second. Once you get to the point in the game where you're level 9, once you get level 9 and you have infinite right click, you run down every mid laner in the game. If they step up to river and you stun them, you just right click and walk at them. And if they don't have a stun to peel you off of them, you actually walk them down in their tower. I promise you win. As long as you're hitting your right clicks, you just win. Very good character. Moving on to our number 1 on the list. Those of you who have been keeping up with the patch notes probably already know who this is going to be.
You ready?
It's Bellica. It's Bellica. This character got super duper buffed in the last patch, and she is incredibly strong at the moment. So, Lieutenant Bellica gonna be your number 1 mid laner at the moment. She's very, very good. I think Stasis is very good on this hero. It gives you time to get your stun up. This is the one hero you can go Obelisk on as well. I think it's pretty good. You will have mana issues until you get Alch Rod. So keep that in mind. You will have mana issues. But generally speaking, I think it's Stasis or Soul Bearer. Stasis, again, very good if they have burst damage. They have dodgeable abilities, stuff like that. Soul Bearer, pretty good just for general survivability. You're going Alch Rod every game on this character. Combustion is your second item. You can finish Azer Core early. If you're going Stasis, I don't think you have to. I think you can build your next item, which is, again, generally Noxia here. You can do this, and it's fine. Otherwise, you can go Combustion, finish Azer Core if you're going, especially if you're going Soul Bearer, because finishing Azer Core early, when you have your Soul Bearer, you have 2 shields. It's 45% of your max mana as shields you have available to you in fights. At this point in the game, you have like 2,000 mana. It's a lot, right? That's 1,000 shields almost. It's a lot that keeps you alive a lot more than you would think it would. Very good items if you're finishing them. And then I would go, this is Wraith Leggings, Caustica, Oak Crown. This is how I build her. This can be Tainted Scepter. It's fine. It goes either way. I do think Wraith Leggings is very good on this hero. Your goal is to hit a stun on the back line, and you're pretty much good to go. If you are either A, less confident in your front line, or B, less confident in yourself, there is a second Bellica build you can go. I think it's less good, but I think it's easier to play. This is kind of the one shot. It's like the Bomba build where you just if you hit the enemy backline with a stun, they are just dead. They actually just die. You stun, bomb, ult them, and they are gone. You can swap out these items. You can go, your first item is still Combustion, but you can go Tainted Scepter and Noxia here and swap out the Wraith Leggings, and this gives you a lot more ability haste. It lets you throw more stuns. It's fine. I do think Wraith Leggings is just better, but if you're less confident, 20 extra haste gives you, at this point in the build, right, you have 15, 25, 33 haste. 20 haste is worth like 10% CDR at that point in the game, which is like an extra second off of your stun. It's fine. It's worth it if you're less confident in hitting your abilities. But again, Wraith Leggings is the better build. This is what I build on her. She's very good. You just bomb the waves at level 1, and you get to walk at people. You outclear every mid laner. You walk at them. You should just be kind of perma-fighting on Bellica in the mid lane. As long as you know where their jungler is or know that their jungler can't gank you, then you're fine. You just win. You run at the people. You stun them. You bomb them. It's fine. You can go Obelisk here, and it's fine. Again, it's just a one-shot the backline. That's the goal of building Obelisk. Otherwise, it's Stasis or it's Soul Bearer, both of which are pretty good. So that's it. That's your top 5 mid laners. Let me know if you guys have questions, comments, concerns down in the comment section below. I'm going to be getting one of these build guides out for you each day of the week this week, and I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are. So let me know what you think. Other than that, guys, that's all I've got for you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. But as always, I've been Pinzo. This video's donezo. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.